Hey guys, it is Andrew and Alex here
Hey,
for a special bonus episode.
very special.
Yeah, it is going to be released basically immediately after we're done talking here. Just wanted to talk about the beginning about how this is a kind of serious episode for us.
Yeah, we actually do need like input from people for this one.
Thinking about like life decisions and our futures.
But the first chunk of the episode is
Classic
Classic
INAH.
Andrew and Alex banter. Let me tell you.
So yeah, if you've had enough of our banter and you don't have enough time, but you want to give us advice, I would advise skipping to about 18 minutes in to the 18-minute mark. Yeah, from the start of the episode, including this advertisement, and we're going to talk about some stuff that is interesting to us about moving and our lives and our futures.
Yep.
So check that out and
help us out, please.
have a good episode. Hello and welcome to I Need a Hobby, a podcast. I'm this week's host, Andrew, and here with me in the studio is Alex.
Hey,
Yes.
a bonus podcast.
Bonus episode. It's going straight up as soon as we're done recording. We just wanted to get one out there.
We probably lost 75% of our listeners.
Yeah.
No Chris this episode.
Just waiting for Chris. Chris does keep us sane. If you guys haven't noticed at this point, it's kind of like Alex and I will freak out about something, and Chris is usually there to bring it back in. But luckily, we locked them out of the room, so it's just us today.
We're gonna get wild. We're about to wild out here.
But realistically, Chris is back, in his regular town. Alex came to visit me.
Yep.
And we just want to do a little bonus episode just to talk. Probably be a short one. Just been a little while.
Topics to
We
talk
got some
about.
stuff to say.
Important stuff.
Yeah.
And we want some listener feedback, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that is the goal of this episode, is just to provide some feedback for Alex and myself about our real lives, I guess, not the podcast for the first time. Gonna get a little serious.
Should we do a rundown of what's coming this episode?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's do that.
So, first we got intros. Handled that perfectly.
Yeah, nailed it.
So one of our best. Next we have.
We're a couple of a couple of
it's a
college
bonus
grads.
episode. They
You're
know,
right.
they
All
know.
right, 5 to 9. Okay, got it.
So we got intros. We got the secondary intro there. We have like the 5 minutes of rambling. That looks like we're doing right now.
We got a while to go actually on that. Yeah.
We'll have to fill some time with more rambling.
Okay.
We're gonna do. Should I say?
Yeah, sure.
We're gonna do a cider donut taste test
Ooh,
for the fans.
Are we?
Let's see. This is probably
almost a full year ago.
One of our first 20 within our
Yeah,
first 20
definitely,
episodes.
yeah.
Fall
activities.
Was it
yeah.
fall
It was
activities?
fall activities. Yeah,
Hmm.
I think it was, or it might have been
It must have been
Halloween.
fall
But I think it was.
activities.
No, it's got to be. I mean, yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
Cider donut fall activities. Perfect.
We talked about cider donuts and how I have never had one.
Mm-hmm.
Chris and Andrew haven't talked to me since. It feels like they were so offended by that. So I'm gonna try one. We just bought some.
Yep. We bought some cider donuts for Alex to try.
So I'll probably try that.
Pretty good.
A few minutes into the episode, we
Yeah.
won't try that yet.
So there'll be a live taste test of that for I feel like it's a lot of pressure for Alex
I'm nervous.
he's already
I'm
like
really
even
nervous.
off podcast. Everyone says like, you haven't had a cider donut, you're gonna love it. He's already has so much pressure
they don't
to
say
like
that
it.
though. They say, "You're insane. Are you out
That's
of your
true.
mind?"
Yeah.
People attack me for not having a
They
cider
do
donut.
they do attack you.
And we are
just like Chris and I did.
Which this is the only time I've experienced it, is really being here, because we're in like Western Mass. This is like the fall area. Like when I think of fall, I think Western Mass.
Yeah, and it is really great in the fall. We went to this place called Atkins Farm. If anyone's ever been around where I go to school,
Yeah, that's where we got the cider
it's
donuts.
in Hadley. It's a nice place, and I like those kind of local places. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just a
Yeah,
lot
what
of
would you
nice
call-
people there.
I guess it's a farm. It's like you can't like pick apples there though, can you?
No, it's not like a farm stand. It's just like a really like local grocery store with like cider
Yes,
donuts.
Yeah, I don't
and
know what to call
a
it, because I know
bakery.
it's a classic fall activity to go to one of those
Yeah,
places,
yeah.
you know?
Exactly. I don't know what they're called really.
I guess like a farm, not a farm stand though.
But
I
it
don't
is
know.
open year round too. It's not just a fall
Right,
store,
right.
but it's
But it
like
just
perfect.
feels like
It's like
fall.
it's like
You
got
walk
the apples
in,
and
you see
everything.
the pumpkins, you see the
Mhm.
gourds, you got little kids running around with cider donut crust all over their faces. That's gonna be me after this episode.
Yeah. Oh, should we tease what we could tease, right? What we're gonna do for our next episodes? Or no?
Oh yeah, for
Like,
the one we're about to record.
Yeah, later today.
After today. Yeah, it's another classic fall activity.
Yeah. So we're gonna do 2 more episodes today. Usually we don't like to say what we're gonna do because we have to like think about it and really take our time to like get the episode.
Right.
But hopefully, assuming everything goes well, we will be able to record these 2 episodes
what
today.
If, these episodes could be recorded and then just are so bad that we don't release.
Yeah.
Them. So
we're risking it.
To the
we're
bonus.
risking it.
Sweet treat.
And it is, so we're going to be recording the Whole 30, the much anticipated Whole 30 episode, where Alex and Chris and myself, we stopped eating real food for
like junk food.
We stopped eating junk food, and processed food, any kind of grains and dairy for 30 days as like a reset. So we'll talk about that in the episode. It was like a really interesting diet. A biggest, I guess, not really complaint because more criticism about the vegan episode was that we didn't really go for it, and like that's understandable.
This one we really,
but we did go for it. Like so. Take that.
We'll save it for the episode.
We will save it for the episode. Sorry, but and I don't mean take that. I like the vegan criticism was pretty fair because we did it for a week and we tried, but we were like, this is ridiculous. Yeah. This one we decided to take more seriously, so we got excited about that one coming up. And then we have a pumpkin carving episode that
be a good one.
We're going to be doing some pumpkin carving right after this is being released. So we're going to finish recording, release, and then pumpkin carving. Yep. Very exciting. So those are the stuff going on in the podcast world. Here's another.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, before we get into the cider donut and whatnot, Andrew's been teasing me with
this is what I wanted to bring up.
Bitcoin talk. So I said, listen, Andrew,
back to
save
Bitcoin
it for the
talk.
pod. If it's really that good, our fans are going to want to hear it.
Yeah, so this is a super minor thing, and I feel like it'll come off as bragging, but I'm actually like excited to share this, I guess. So
here we go.
We did do an episode on sports gambling.
Every episode, Andrew somehow comes across as bragging, so this is no surprise.
Yeah. We did an episode on sports gambling, and I've been, I'm still sports gambling under an anonymous name, of course. Otherwise, I will get arrested probably. I don't know. But anyway, I'm on like a Bitcoin exclusive website, and they have like these NFL survivor pools. You guys, Chris isn't here. Chris? No, okay. Alex, are you aware of these? Like, you're not aware of these?
No, I don't
okay.
think so.
They're pretty popular at like work. It's like an office game kind of thing too.
Sure.
It's like, but it's basically an NFL season, right? There's 17 weeks in the season, and there's a bunch of teams. And the way the pool starts is that you pick a team to win the first week. If they win, you survive. If they lose, you're out.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and if you pick them once, you can't pick them again. That's it.
Okay.
So you have to, if you make it further, you have to be smart about your picks, basically.
Right.
So usually it's a good idea to like pick the heavy favorites because they just need to win straight up. There's no spread. It's just you win the game and you move on. You keep going. Chris and I actually joined a league together. I joined with his work and I got eliminated like immediately. So that was really frustrating.
I bet talk around the office was, hey, you see that Andrew guy?
That's Chris said that.
Chris was like, who was that guy? I know.
Yeah. Chris said something like that happened, but it was not like in a way like that. It was just like, heard your friend, tough loss for him, and Chris was like, yeah, but check out our podcast. We have at least 60 episodes. So, I mean, it's who's really the losers.
Who's got the loss now?
Yeah.
Still.
Anyway.
Us. All right. So you're in this
sorry, I'm in this big group and hold on. I need to cough for a sec. Can you just like talk so I can?
Yeah. So Andrew is taking his clothes off and coughing. My God, what's happening?
Okay, cool. So I'm in this group, and basically there was a lot of upsets in previous weeks, and I was in a group from like 1,150 people, and it's now down to 70 people.
Whoa!
And the prize is about like it's like over $10,000 in Bitcoin. So I'm kind of like freaking out because it's a really like low chance of winning.
It's only the winner gets it,
but it's just a winner take all. Yeah, and
whoa.
Like I mean, like a 1% chance of like over $10,000 is kind of exciting. That's better than like your traditional scratch ticket or whatever.
It upsets me that it's Bitcoin though.
It's in Bitcoin.
It would be so much cooler if it was over $10,000 in.
It is kind of funny because like
in dollars.
Well, Bitcoin has been actually rising in price in US dollars, so the prize money has actually been going up steadily.
Right.
But I guess the entry fee also went up by that logic, so it's pretty moot.
But you already paid the entry.
I paid the entry fee. It was pretty small at the time. It was probably like $5.
$5
in Bitcoins, of course. Yeah. But anyway, so the reason I wanted to bring that up.
Don't get Bitcoin. I guess I can.
Yeah, we can save it. It's kind of random. But the reason I wanted to bring it up is I picked the Jaguars today, which might be stupid, but
you got the shirt on.
They're playing. Yeah, I'm wearing my Jaguars shirt. They're playing the Colts, and the Colts are bad. I haven't checked the score, so it's about a half hour into the game, so hopefully it's going well. But if I make it through this week and you're a listener, you like the NFL, and you want to help me win some money, I mean, I'm sure some of it will go towards the podcast if I get that much money.
God, it better.
But yeah, I just think it could be a cool thing if I continue to survive in this, and you have something to say. Hey, Andrew, I'm a sports guy. I love the NFL.
Hate the Jags.
I hate the Jags. You shouldn't have picked them. I mean, the Jags. It's a risky bet to pick the Jags for sure. But it's tough. You have to play matchups well, and I don't know.
Do you think they have what's the opposite of Survivor? Like, do you think they have
just pick a loser every time?
Loser league, like
that's interesting.
Pick someone who loses.
It's the same idea. I mean, realistically, like it should be the exact same difficulty.
The opposite thing.
Yeah, like you try to pick teams that are more likely to lose. I don't know.
Now, what if you were playing? I thought about this is somehow relating in my mind, but I guess it's a little random.
Go for it.
If you're trying to play, like I was playing Mario Kart recently, and we made it into like a drinking game.
Yep.
Water, don't worry.
Okay.
For the folks at home. And
that's like kind of like what we're doing now. This is like a drinking game. We just talk and then eventually have some water.
And we did it like whoever wins has to drink, whatever. But it was like, let's make it more entertaining. We'll do like, I wanted to do like a random number generator, and whoever gets that place has to drink or something like that. Do you think that would like really affect the race? Like, if I was really trying to get second place, do you think I could in a game like that? Like
in like Mario Kart, you're saying?
Yeah, or even in like football.
That's true. Yeah.
If you're gonna pick a team, I guess it's tough with football.
Football is just a coin flip. It's a win or a lose.
Right.
As in the outcome.
You need like multiple people. It has to be like a race or something like that for that to work.
That is tough. Yeah.
But I guess the Survivor, like the show Survivor, you have that Survivor League. There's a bunch of people involved.
Are you talking about the Survivor League?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm also in another league that I made my own. We have a website. It's called. I'll just plug it for no reason. It's called survivorleague.com. It's like our secret business venture that we might do one day. But basically, it's like what I was talking about, except for the show Survivor. So you pick one contestant every week to survive. Right. But the difference is that only one person goes home in Survivor, whereas in the NFL, so many people lose every week. It's actually really fun. We've been doing it for the past couple seasons. Just an idea that I had on a run.
I got out the first week.
Yeah, Alex, Chris and I were begging him to watch Survivor. He decides to not watch it, decides to just.
But that was also the first episode.
Right, it was the first episode. So we made it
anyways.
tough where, like, it was basically a preseason. You had to pick someone who had survived the first week, and realistically, you don't have enough information, but you still have a 17 and 18 shot of making it through the first week because only one person gets eliminated.
I picked the Olympian,
and Alex picked like an old lady who used to be an Olympian.
Old lady,
not old lady. Sorry,
she's
like
not an old lady.
Well,
they don't let old ladies on Survivor. She was like in her 40s.
Sorry, that was mean. I didn't mean old lady, but
imagine
it's just the Survivor demographic, like. The older, she's like the classic older woman, you know. She had like, she just was the older woman.
Of watching Survivor and seeing like an old, like stereotypical cartoon old lady with a cane, and me thinking like, no way she's getting voted out. She's making it all the way.
Oh, she was an Olympian in 1940. Okay.
Also, like in Survivor, they shouldn't vote out the old lady the first round, right?
Oh, they just want to get the tribe stronger. I think that was the goal.
Right, that's true, that's true.
I mean, it was unlucky because we were finally going to get Alex to watch Survivor and be in the Survivor League, and he was out. So yeah, if you're interested in Bitcoin or if you're interested in the NFL and you have like picks and you say like, personally, I'm probably just going to go with my own judgment in the end. And for all I know, the Jags could be losing like 14-0 right now.
If someone gives you a pick and you do it and you end up winning $10,000 in Bitcoin, may I add, they're going to demand a cut.
I would do that. I'll say right now that I'll give you $50 if you give me a pick that I end up using and I win $10,000 in Bitcoin.
Wow.
Yeah, straight up. Why wouldn't I? I don't know. That's still
$50 you're losing, but
yeah, but at most, right, from the rest of the season on, at most, if I make it the last 11 weeks, at most I'm giving up $500. Ooh, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Maybe I just
don't email in. All right, let's move on to the side
no one would email. I'm getting really you're right. Let's get to the Cider Donut. Let's just say that I will not guarantee the money, but if you want to email in, if not enough people do it, then
we'll give them stickers maybe.
Yeah, that's true. All right, we're moving on to the Cider Donut taste test.
Explain to the folks at home what a cider donut. Well, explain to me what a cider donut is actually.
Okay, so cider, you can look at it, but it's just it's a small looking donut.
I don't want to smell it yet.
It's got like little like It's got like little sugar, powdered sugar, or no, I don't know.
Sugar.
Not powdered sugar. Cinnamon sugar. That's it. Like the sugar crystals.
All right, I'm gonna give it a smell.
And okay,
I have one for the folks at home. I have one in my hand. It's about the size of a sand
I'm
dollar.
grab
I would
one
say.
As well. Yeah. It's tiny. Yeah. And Alex is now smelling it.
Smells like.
Oh, it does smell good.
Smells like cinnamon sugar.
Oh, I haven't had this in so long. Wow,
right.
I'm really excited.
When? All right, here's what I'm gonna ask. When did you have your first cider donut? And when have you had like your most cider donuts? Does that make sense? Would you say in
yeah.
college you had a lot of cider donuts?
No, actually, I probably have had less cider donuts than the average New Englander.
Me too.
Much less.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a bite.
I don't know.
So
Wait.
all right,
I had it. I think I did. But you said you didn't even go to like apple orchards as a kid because that's where I had the most cider donuts.
I went in high school. I remember.
Okay, so I'd say I had the most cider donuts. I'd probably say elementary school
Oh, yeah.
is when I had the most cider donuts.
Maybe I did have one in elementary school. I certainly
And that's
don't
probably
remember.
my first one as well. All right. Well, here we go.
Try.
Give it a try. I'll take a bite too.
All right,
Okay.
you bite first. Or no, you let me bite first. You tell the folks my reaction.
Okay. Sure.
All right.
All right.
For the folks at home, I'm taking a bite into my cider donut.
Alex's first
It's
ever bite
around
of
the
cider donut.
size of a sand dollar,
Mhm.
and it's about to go in my mouth in one piece.
All right. Here we go. Wow. 30 whole years and he's never had a cider donut.
Grainy.
Just kidding. Not 30. Grainy. Okay. What do you think?
Weird. Sorry. Weird texture. Like.
Yeah. It's kind of like crumbly, right? Can't decide.
Yeah, it tastes. I don't know. It tastes fine. I feel like I've probably had something like this before.
All right. I'm going to take a bite now.
Now you take a bite and let me know how it compares to others. Because to me, I'm thinking like it just tastes like cinnamon and sugar. It
Yeah.
doesn't taste
So
like-
good.
It doesn't taste like anything special.
It's a
to me.
perfect cider donut. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let me take another bite. You tell the folks at home what I'm doing.
He's taking another bite. Oh, he put the whole thing in. One bite. Alex. All right. Ready? I'm just going to give you a kick.
Water.
Kicked him in the stomach. And, oh, he didn't even spit it out. He's just chewing on it regularly now. That's weird. Amazing. And it was
Yeah,
better.
it tastes good for sure. Though.
Okay. There we go. That's all I need.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is my last cider. Well,
Well,
I've got
we
two
did
more
get a
in
half
there.
dozen. Yeah.
but I wouldn't be surprised if this is my
Maybe we'll
last
give him a Chris
day.
later.
Nah.
He has no idea. I wonder if Chris will listen to this before we record
I mean,
later today. That'd be funny.
I'll tell you for sure these are wildly overrated. After the abuse I got today,
I think they're really good. I don't know.
but people
It's
are
time
like
of the season
making
for
fun
'em.
of you for not having one of these. What?
Well, it's not that like it's not because they're so tasty. It's that it's just like I don't know. It's just you have a cider. It's like I can't explain it. That's like saying like
I'll tell you what I like. The
I've
most
never
is
gone to like a movie theater with my family or something. I don't know. It's like weird.
No, it's not like that at all.
You're right. Couldn't think of an analogy on the spot.
All right, yeah, they're fine. They're pretty good. I like the texture. That's my favorite part.
Oh, you do
I
like
think
the
it just
texture.
tastes like it feels like a fresh donut, which is nice.
Well, that is what it is. So
Oh, that's why I like it.
all right, great. I'm glad we could do that.
Too
after
much
a
sugar.
year,
I don't like when I eat things like that, like
your hands get all dirty.
like a frosted donut or something. I gotta lick my fingers. I don't want to lick my. I don't even know where these fingers have been half the time. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to lick my fingers in public. Of course, I will.
Into the
On the
microphone, in fact.
podcast.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So, we're about 17 minutes in. We can move on to our last part here. I think I'll
Most
just run this
important
by
part.
you. I think we should just put in a little preamble at the beginning after we record here and tell the listeners, like, hey, you don't want to hear about Bitcoins or Alex eating a cider donut. Skip to this
Yeah,
part.
skip to the
Because
important
this
part.
is where we are really going to talk.
Yeah, you're right.
It's
We should
important
do
stuff here. So,
that. I got cider donut all over me now, all inside of me, all in my shirt.
unfortunate. All right. So,
This is why I'm moving out of New England.
maybe.
All right, bring it up. Tell the fans at home what
Yeah,
we're
so I'll say
talking
from my
about here.
perspective, you can chime in for a bit as well.
Thanks.
Hold on, let me make sure this is still working.
Andrew is messing with his computer,
Oh, come on.
and he's making sure
All right,
no
it
one
is still
has
working.
called
Yes.
him during the podcast.
All right. So I don't know. I grew up in Massachusetts. I went to school at UMass public school. My friends graduated. I went to grad school with some friends, and then the friends that did graduate, they moved to a suburb of Boston, and they work in Boston.
Yep.
And then they'll probably meet someone and have a family and live in a suburb of Boston.
Yep.
And-
Losers. Meet
It's
someone.
just-
have a
yeah, that's the
family,
ridiculous part.
Finding love. Ugh.
It's just kind of freaked me out about I don't know. There seems like there's so much to see in this country and even other countries.
Yep.
Not thinking about that right now, but especially in this country, and
So
I
what you're
feel
saying is
very
you wanna-
sheltered. And I've lived in this area, and I haven't had a lot of friends from other places. Well, that's not true.
You have to say you want to move out. You haven't said that yet. You just
Well,
said-
I'm
you
not.
just
I
said-
don't know. I don't know if I want to move.
that's
out.
what
I'm
you're
nervous.
considering. That's what you're
I'm considering
considering.
moving out. That's what I'm saying.
It's like you just
So
listening to that makes me think you're just bummed out.
No,
Like,
no, sorry. Yeah,
what do you
you're
want
right.
people to think?
You're right. You're right. It's just that like I just feel like that I've been. I don't know. I see this path that everyone is doing that goes to school where I went to school and lives in
Right.
Massachusetts their whole lives. And I really like it here, but I'm just not sure if I want to do that. And like I don't have a job
Right.
lined up right away. I have nothing tying me down. My parents are in good health, so like it feels like if I wanted to move, now is a good time to do it. In my mid-20s, I guess, is if I can say that. And
Early to mid-20s.
yeah, thanks, dude. That makes me feel much better.
Andrew's 19.
And so we're just thinking about it, and I floated this idea with some of my roommates. They were in at first, but now I don't know what they're thinking. And Alex is
Me, Alex,
this
co-host.
yeah, you Alex are I don't know, potentially interested as well.
Yeah.
Maybe perhaps even more interested than me at this point.
I'm pretty sure, like, from my standpoint, I grew up in Connecticut, moved to Massachusetts, and then same thing. Like, I've never really liked New England. Can't stand the donuts around here, for God's sakes.
Yeah, tell me about it.
And
Wait,
like,
you never liked New England? You serious?
no, it's fine, but I certainly don't like the winters and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I should say that because when I say I moved, like, some of my top choices are areas that are probably worse than Connecticut and Massachusetts for winters.
It's just something different.
I just want to do something different.
Craving.
Yeah.
At this point, because another thing for me is I don't know about for you, but I do see myself living here when I'm
I
older. Like not for sure, obviously.
See, I see
but
myself living here just because my family lives here, though. Like, not because it's New England.
that makes sense. But I think it's a little both for me. I don't know. This is home, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's true. Even, like, when I went on that road trip this summer, New England was the best part of it. Like, everywhere south of New England, like, when we were in Maryland and Virginia and there.
Oh, for the eclipse.
It was boring. Yeah. It was so boring. And then you get to New England and there's actually, like, green trees. It's like, yeah, this is pretty nice.
Yeah.
So I appreciate New England, but I don't know. I want something else in my life.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just
Like, I got to mix it
I don't
up.
know.
And it's probably already too late to mix it up. Like, I could have easily gone to college somewhere. Like, I'm past the best possible time to mix it up.
Yeah,
So I'm just getting
I've
farther
thought
and
about
farther
that
away.
too. Going to undergrad, if I had thought about going, because I never even considered that really. But I do think that it wasn't the right time for me personally. I think I would have I've really enjoyed being close to home for undergrad.
Same.
I think I would have had a tougher time to just kind of go for it. But now I'm much older and I am feeling like maybe it's a good time for it.
I live close enough to home. Like, I live a few hours away, and I like that. But I don't know. Sometimes I want to mix it up, you know?
Yeah.
That's mostly what it is. Like, I feel like my life, like you said, people find this love thing, quote unquote, and they settle down, and then all of a sudden you realize you've lived in the same area, friends with the same people for your whole life, which is great. If people love doing that, that's fine with me. But I know if that happens to me, I'm going to look back and be like, ugh, why didn't I?
And I think the biggest thing for me too is that if I were to move somewhere for even just a year and I had and I was miserable and I was pissed, then I would be okay with it because of what you're saying. Then I would go back to Massachusetts. I would have had my regular boring life, and I would think.
I don't mean to talk down about that life. Obviously, it's great. Like,
well, that's what I'm saying.
Don't
like,
think
that's what I'm
it's for
saying
me.
is that
It's not my
if
style.
I did that and then said I tried to mix it up and I hated it. I like this life, you know.
Yeah.
But to
you
never
gotta
have
know.
had that experience, it is gonna definitely, at least for me and you too, is clearly what you're saying is that it would always be in the back of our minds. Maybe we should have tried something else.
Right.
And I guess that's just what we're thinking at this point.
I live like right outside of Boston now, like you said, like suburbs around Boston, kind of. And it's not like I'm in love with Boston. Like, people have all this pride for the cities they live in.
Yeah.
I like Boston a lot, and I think it's fun. But it's not like I'm like, oh, I could never leave this city. There's no part of me that would be like bummed out to leave.
Right.
I would be bummed out leaving my friends.
Yeah.
Leaving
There's like a lot of reasons why it would be tough to move overall.
I think that's the toughest for me right now is all my friends live around here.
Yeah, I would say friends and family. Another thing is that I would never, not never, but I actually do think, I've said this before, that I would rather stay and never try to move out than move out on my own completely.
Yeah,
I don't know if
I disagree with that.
You're not like that. Yeah, like I just would not want to be alone.
I don't
want to
move
world
alone. I think that's terrifying. It like scares me. But I
you'd
think
still
I would do
it?
that.
Okay,
I would do that.
I would not do that.
Because I'm sure I'd figure it out.
I'm sure you would too. I'm sure I would too. But
and if you don't figure it out, then it's a weird year of your life where you're like, it's still a great experience. You know, you still have this weird experience.
That's true.
And
Yeah.
it's like, all right, well then I'll go
Something
back
to look
and
back on.
be back. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a risk, but.
So what did your family grow up in Connecticut too? Like, what's your story with that?
Yeah, like my parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad has lived in a bunch of places. That's
yeah. See, my
thing.
dad has too, which
'Cause-
well, not a bunch, but he went to grad school in Arizona, which I thought was kind of cool. Like
Yeah.
growing up, I used to think like, oh, that's cool that he just kind of did that, because that's Arizona is like, I don't know, that's like wild for someone who's been. I've never been.
I definitely wouldn't want to live
anywhere
in
near
Arizona,
there.
but I've never been there, so who knows?
Yeah, I mean,
but yeah, my
it's
dad has
interesting.
lived in a bunch of areas. That's another thing. So like I'm in my early to mid 20s, 19, and probably at this point my dad was living in like 5 different places
Right.
already.
And
Maybe
obviously, like times were different back then.
yeah,
but
I don't know. Still, like if I don't change, then by the time I'm 30, it's gonna be the same.
It's
thing.
it's just that constant thing of like, of like looking back and thinking like, why did I not do anything when I had this opportunity?
Like I think this is, I don't know. I'm probably at 95% sure I'll move somewhere.
See, I'm much lower. I'm probably like 70%.
I just don't really know where or how.
But I did. Yeah, it's something we're both interested in. And I guess that's really it. Is that we just wanted to like throw that out there.
We want some recommendations.
We want some. Yeah.
I mean, we have listeners that move.
Yeah.
Have moved
or if you're like a listener who's like obviously like I don't know older than us and is thinking like I remember when I was that age, these guys are being so dramatic, like, and just like but you have like you're wise, you have advice, you've done this or something. It's like that could help us out. Just kind of something to I don't know.
Where would you? So
get us
do you have
going.
like a top 5 or top 3 of places you would want to live?
Yeah, I do.
Because I think I have a top 3 as well.
I don't know if I have a top 3. I think I do have a top 3 actually.
In no order.
Yeah,
at least mine's in no order.
Mine's in no order. Yeah.
Number 1, Connecticut.
Yeah.
Number 2, Boston.
And then Maine and New Hampshire. Okay.
No,
okay.
God.
My top 3 is probably I'll give reasons for them in a bit.
I
don't know.
At least
I have. All right. I'll just throw them out there. It is New York City, Austin, Texas, and Nashville are probably my big 3.
Nashville.
Yeah.
All right, mine.
I know nothing about Nashville, to be honest.
I just have 2, but I guess I'll put my third. I don't know.
Do it.
Mine are New York,
Okay.
Chicago,
Okay.
and maybe Austin,
All
or maybe
right.
somewhere in California. I'm
Yeah,
not really
California is definitely like 4, but I don't know. California kind of scares me. Like
sure. It's just so far away.
it's wicked far, and it's I don't know. Like when I was getting a massage the other day.
What the
yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, not related. No, it's actually kind of cool. It's like a grad school benefit. I'm in like a union.
I don't want to hear about your massages.
I get like reimbursed at this place.
Cool,
anyway, so the guy was at the massage, and the guy, it was actually a guy giving me a massage too, and he used to live in San Diego, and he made this joke, and he was like, my friends and I used to joke, what's the difference between yogurt and San Diego? And then I was like, what? And he was like, only one of them has an active culture. And I was like, oh. And then so he just kind of said like, yeah, San Diego is like
boring.
Yeah, he's like, people just like go to the beach.
See, I think that about
Boston.
Boston.
No one's like, he said like, no one's. I mean, obviously like. I don't really know anything. I'm just kind of saying what I heard. But he basically said that people aren't very like motivated there. It's just like it's nice all the time. Things are just chill, and that I don't know if I could do with that. And that's
that's
kind of the vibe I get of California. Besides like perhaps like San Francisco, but I've been there and it's very similar to Boston, and it's really expensive.
It's really expensive,
and I'm not really looking to do that. And like I don't know. Like LA seems kind of like a lot, and like don't you need a car to drive everywhere?
See, LA seems
I think I'd rather go to New York than LA.
I don't think I would want to live in LA.
Yeah.
With California, I don't think I'll move to.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so California, like on the surface, I feel like has like these attractive options, but I feel like I actually wouldn't fit in there very well.
I'm kind of with you.
Yeah. So
that's
yeah. I mean,
New York.
We both had New York in our top 3.
People love New York.
Yeah.
Everyone says it's like really the only reason. First of all, if I say I don't like New England winters, like New York is
it's like what are you doing?
Just New England.
Yeah.
But if you want, like you said, if you want to live in a city, like you might as well go for it and live in New York. It's just expensive. Everyone says it's so expensive.
It's expensive, but it has like you don't have to have a car.
Right.
You don't have to.
I mean, New York is still pretty close to Connecticut.
I guess you do need like a metro pass too.
Yeah, that can't be.
But the pros of New York is that it's just like the big apple,
freaking apple,
and it's close-ish.
It's close for me to Connecticut, which would be a pro.
It's not too far yet. It's still so different from Boston.
Yeah, I think
so. It's
New
kind of
York, I feel like has a culture. Boston, I feel like doesn't have a culture at all.
That might be true.
Oh, another thing, because you mentioned how you visited New York recently, and you said that a lot of people there just feel like they're like older than us.
Yeah. It was funny, yeah. Like,
but
my
that's
friend
part
said
of,
that too. That everyone there was like, everyone you see at the bars is just like 27, 28, like everyone, no matter what. But like that's not really true, but
I don't
stereotype.
I don't like because Boston is a very young city.
That's
like
true.
Everyone's
Yeah.
in college and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not in college anymore. I want to move on. Like I don't want to be in a city where it's like that anymore.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I mean?
fair. Yeah.
Not that I necessarily want to be like pretend I'm 27 years old because I'm clearly not. I'm 19.
If you didn't know.
But I don't know. I definitely don't want to be like. I already feel like I don't want to associate with like the 20-year-olds, even though I'm only 23. It probably sounds stupid, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, that
I feel like I'm being held back.
I know what you mean.
I don't think youth.
I don't think that's a good reason to move.
Oh no,
somewhere,
no. But I just think
I know what you're saying.
That doesn't make the New York feeling old a bad thing.
Right,
to me.
right.
Definitely a bad reason to move.
Yeah.
I'm 23. Don't you understand?
I don't know. When I visited New York, I've really liked it, but at the same time, I lived in Paris for a month. Remember when I went abroad?
I know. All the fans know.
But I've never lived in like a city. I didn't go to college in a city. I didn't grow up in a city.
Right.
And I don't know if I like cities that much. I like this nature that I live in now. I like the green.
Well, what about where I live now? It's like not really in Boston, but it's
I've never lived in something like that.
Not,
but I guess I mean realistically, like being someone in my 20s, I do want to move to something like that. I don't want to live in like a place without people. You know,
Yeah.
I would probably want to do that when I'm older, but right now, no. So I'm fine with going to a city. It's just that New York is clearly the like that's
far opposite.
Exactly. It's just I don't know. There's something admirable about how big and crazy it is, but it's also like kind of intimidating. It's not really the way to like wean my way into like city life. I guess
with New York, it's so
could just go for it. Though.
Outdoorsy nature. You mentioned cider donut. They say forget about it like it's nothing. I mean, you won't even get the 2 words out of your mouth.
What was that? What's on your mind? You had about Home Alone or whatever. Oh, yeah, the New York pizza.
Yeah, he likes New York style pizza. Come on. Well, that's another thing. Chicago is on my list. Like I think Chicago. People love Chicago.
Yeah, people do like Chicago.
They say it's like the second best city, second to New York. They call it second city, for God's sakes.
Yeah, one thing cool about Chicago,
I feel like Chicago is a better Boston.
I mean, I've never been to Chicago.
With worse weather. I've never been either.
I think that Cubs games are like always on during the day, which I think is so cool. Did you know that?
Weird. I guess I didn't know that, but
it's like think about like in Ferris Bueller's Day Off and like
I think that's why I think
no, but it's
so
true.
familiar.
Like that's a true thing. I think is that. Like it's like a tradition. It's like Cubs games are on during the day, so
that's
like
weird.
People will take work off and stuff and like go to Cubs games. Like that is I like that a lot actually. I don't know.
Like the culture of Chicago is all like I don't know. They have great music. They have great like comedy stuff. You know, it's like it seems like a really cool city.
Yeah.
Whereas some other cities like San Diego, I'm sure, Boston definitely.
Yeah.
It's like what do they have? You know?
Yeah. So another thing that I thought was good for like a city that I was looking to is like I guess I do want to go to somewhere like Chicago, New York, Austin especially that are like big enough where people are going to go there. There's either going to be sports or like comedy or bands that will just like be in the city. Whereas I feel like San Diego is like I mean, we just hate San Diego at this point, but that kind of city is just like perhaps like
what do you have, Tony Gwynn?
It's perhaps just like a little too small for like really big stuff to happen.
You have to go to the nearest city.
Where like as in Boston, like you saw Bruno Mars the other week, like you know, I mean, I'm just looking to see Bruno Mars. So really, any kind of city that he goes to, I'll
certainly
a
big enough city. Like I guess I don't know. I don't like Hartford is one that like. Well, I guess people would go to Hartford. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a city that is like. Maybe Philadelphia. I don't know if anything.
I want to say like Baltimore. What about Baltimore?
Yeah,
I know they have the Ravens,
maybe.
but like, what do you know?
But you're right. No one's
ever
like
visit Baltimore.
Whoa, sold out show in Baltimore, which I'm sure there are.
Yeah, probably every weekend.
Or like, is there a big?
Well, they have the Orioles.
Is there a big like Maryland city? Oh no, that's Baltimore.
DC.
Wait. Well, Baltimore's in Maryland. Well, what's like a big
DC
or like Virginia? But that's what I mean, because DC is the city. Is there like another city there that's like
in Maryland or in Virginia?
Or in Virginia.
There's like
I guess Richmond.
Yeah, I was gonna say Richmond.
No one goes to like Richmond.
Yeah, Richmond's a good one.
City.
Yeah.
Because you would just go to DC.
DC is actually another one that I would be potentially interested in.
Yeah, DC.
I went there this summer.
Live in DC.
It was really clean, I thought, which was cool. But one thing I didn't like, and maybe New York would be like this too, I don't know. It really felt like everyone was like trying really hard to be cool. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's like I feel like
That's
it's
every
just like
city.
you're near the government and like everyone's always dressing nicely and like I remember I was like at a bar and they said like no t-shirts and I was like okay like I don't
Yeah, I
really
don't like
you know
that.
there's but like I know in New York like in like Brooklyn especially you could just kind of just do whatever.
Yeah, 'cause I was gonna say,
that's kind of nice.
If anyone's trying to be cool, I feel like New Yorkers, like half the people in New Yorkers are in New York,
right,
trying
but
to be cool.
it's kind of like there's places for everyone I feel like whereas
Yeah,
I mean I have not been to DC enough to really make a judgment on it but I don't know like a lot of like the most expensive universities in America like
right.
it's just kind of like
Yeah, I
don't know.
wonder if
It
that's a
seems interesting.
small or a younger city too.
I bet it is, but
Huh.
it's cool and it was really clean. So that I don't know if that's probably in my top 10, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably my top 10 too.
All right, so we got Chicago. Do we have anything else to say about Chicago? We said New York a bunch.
Chicago just seems cool, but I've also never been there, so it's tough
Yeah,
to say
that's
like,
tough.
oh, I want to move there. Even though I've
And then
never
Austin
been
was
there.
another one that is high for I guess both of us, but
Yeah.
for me it is because realistically it's because I have a friend guest
of the
host
show,
of the
yeah.
show, Paul for disc golf. He moved to Austin to go to school there.
Right.
That is, I guess, it's also a young person city, but it's definitely seems like a cool part of Texas.
Yeah, does he like it? Does he like
Yeah,
it so
he
much?
said he really likes it. He said he got kind of lucky because he found like Craigslist roommates, I guess, that he really likes, a couple of them, and they like drag him. They like kind of like made him do stuff socially, so he
nice.
felt really like incorporated pretty quickly.
Because he moved by himself.
He
right?
did move by. Yeah, he did move by
Pretty
himself.
much?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah, he
so
did.
Scary.
No, like yeah, officially. But anyway, so if I were to move there, he would still be there for another year, doing his grad school thing. So there's like potential to like already meet a friend
Right.
group, which
That's
is
pretty nice.
which is like good, and it's like you could use that, but you don't have to. It's more just like this kind of safety net.
Right.
And he's telling me about all these concerts he's going to, and I'm definitely like kind of jealous. Like he saw Drum. I don't know if I told you
Oh,
that.
yeah, I saw
because
that
it was
on
like that.
Snapchat.
What's that Austin thing? That concert? Not South by
I don't know.
Southwest, but the one
Austin
that just
City
happened.
Limits or something
I was gonna say that, but I feel like it was
I have no
ACM or
clue.
something. But it just happened. And yeah, like he went to that, and Austin is like the live music capital of the world, and there's
Yeah.
just a bunch of stuff going on there, and it just seems like a cool place. But I've never
Right.
been. I think we probably will be visiting him soon.
Yeah.
So then I'd have a better idea. But that's definitely been up there. Just one negative is like I don't know. I actually don't know if I'm trying to move to Texas, to be honest. Like
I'm kind of with that too.
I know
because, like-
Austin's like supposed to be like liberal and the a more hip
Oh,
place.
I thought you meant like weather-wise.
Oh no, I meant like specifically because of the like
Oh.
I'm not kidding. Like I feel like I don't know if
come
I would
on.
fit in very well in
It's
Texas.
a city
yeah.
though. Like I feel like cities
Yeah, but I don't know.
cities are a little different because they're I don't know.
No, I
Urban
agree. Like
populations
I don't
that.
mean like I got to move somewhere that's like liberal, but I don't know. Coming from Massachusetts and going to Texas is like
Yeah,
a
that's
little
that's
a little
cool
scary. I
culture
guess
shock
I don't
there,
know.
probably.
Yeah. What were you gonna say about Austin? Didn't you just say that?
I don't know, but I was gonna say, what about Denver? Do you know anything?
Oh
about
no,
Denver?
Denver.
That's an outdoor
My
place, like you
roommate
said.
Alex just had a wedding in Denver.
Oh,
It
really?
was actually really funny because when we were talking about moving, he was like, basically we were saying like, oh, what about Austin? And he was like, no, I got to be like near a beach or something. And we're like, all right, whatever. And then he went to this wedding in Denver, and then he came back and said like, I'm cool with Austin now. I really like Denver. Like
Whoa.
I'm cool with like a landlocked or whatever
Yeah.
landlocked thing. And I was like, well, all right, that's didn't need to like go to a wedding to figure
Yeah,
that out.
that's
It's
true.
kind of like a weird particular thing anyway. But yeah, he said that he liked it better. So I think he did like Denver.
Because Denver,
I haven't
I'm
thought
sure
too
it's
much about
fun.
Denver.
I don't think it's on my top list.
Yeah.
But I think if, like you said, you like the nature and whatnot,
Yeah, that's true.
Denver's like the place to be for
Yeah,
that.
that's
Everyone's
true.
like
And it
active.
yeah, it is like really far as well, which
Yeah,
is
that's
interesting.
true.
Like I guess anything besides New York is going to be far, so
Yeah.
that's fine.
Or like Philly, but I don't think I want.
Yeah, I don't want to go to Philly. Yeah. So then we have Nashville for me, which
Oh
is
yeah, that's what I want.
that one's pretty minor.
Where's that coming from?
It's literally just because I know a couple people that have moved there, and they just said they liked it,
Because it's hip.
and that's it. And
It's up and coming.
it's up and coming.
It was on Master of None. You watch that show?
no,
They
but-
took a vacation to Denver to Nashville.
Yeah, and the other big thing is that I feel like it is so different from Boston. Like that's
yeah?
really what I'm like. Like
But
New York is different from Boston in like it's like a more extreme, intense version.
Yeah.
But I bet Nashville is just like so weird and different.
Definitely.
you know,
Like you don't
So
think that would
that's-
be a big culture shock? Like I
No.
feel like Tennessee is like
That's true, actually. That's probably why
you don't
Nashville's
even
third
like
overall.
you don't even like barbecue for God's sakes. You know?
Tennessee is known for its barbecue. Are you
I
kidding
don't
me?
know. Maybe Nashville.
No, it is. Yeah, that's a joke.
Or like square dancing. Are you gonna learn how to square dance?
Yeah, I already did.
See, that's what
I took lessons.
I don't know. I bet Nashville is fun, but I think what you're thinking of Texas is what I'm thinking of Nashville, where it's like, I don't know if I would fit in with like this crowd,
Yeah.
but
That's true.
Yes.
I don't like. That's definitely not like a real serious one. It probably won't happen. It's just something I would throw there because to me it seemed like different from Boston, nice weather, young up and coming. Like that's it. It like checks off all the boxes, even though it's not glamorous, is what I'd say.
The other thing is,
and rent is another thing. I guess we haven't mentioned enough, but I bet Nashville would be
expensive.
Nashville and Austin would be cheaper.
Yeah,
yeah,
I think that's true. But I think Austin's creeping up in price.
I do. I think Austin is creeping
popular.
up, and I don't know if it's actually going to be worth it. So a lot of negatives, a lot of
the
positives.
other thing
That's
just
why we're
about
making
moving,
this podcast.
About moving in general,
which
this is something I kind of realized around the time of the election. My whole life, I'm only exposed to New England and then like New York and LA with pop culture stuff. So moving anywhere else, if I move to Texas, Chicago, maybe a little bit different with Chicago, but any of these like I get anywhere not though New England in California, I don't know the culture. Like I don't know. It could be a huge culture shock.
Yeah, which is like good and bad.
I think it is good. I think you need to experience that different stuff
to know something different.
That's why I want to move. You know,
like when my dad was in Arizona, like that must have been insane. I have no idea. I have no idea what it's like.
Yeah, I have no clue.
Like literally nothing. Yeah, I have no idea what anything in Arizona is like. No, he lived in Tucson because that's I think where what do they call it? U of A. I also like that other schools like other states have like you know they call like their local college like they all have a name for it. You know like
I guess
one of them is like UW, either Washington or Wisconsin or both because
I didn't know
different
that.
Locally. Yeah, or like you know it's just stuff
U
like
of
that.
A is not bad for University of Arizona.
Yeah, but like you would never if you heard someone call it U of A,
I wouldn't say
you wouldn't understand. But the locals probably really like that.
That's true.
So I found out that it was called U of A. Yeah.
All right, nice.
Anyway,
see now I don't know. It's just so scary. Like,
it
is scary thinking about moving. Like
that I don't know how you could. Well, not that it's that crazy, but I just could not move alone. I could not do it. I would get way too nervous.
Yeah.
I'm
a wolf.
Yeah.
I'm no sheep like you.
Okay.
I'm a wolf. No, I don't. It would be scary, but it's just. I think that's why I would do it because I know like. It's something that I probably should do. Like. In my life.
Definitely.
Like
so
I regularly will think like. What if I'm looking back at like a 30 or 40 like, and I'm making this decision like. I'm not gonna be upset that I moved.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Boston.
Even if it's the worst year of your life, you're still like, well, that's what I think like the ultimate difference is for people that like should do this and those that shouldn't is like if I went and had the most miserable year of my life and I hated my job and I didn't like anything and I moved back and then 20 years from then I would definitely say like, well, I'm glad I did that because I needed to know,
experience it.
I needed that experience. And if you're the type of person who would think I'd rather not experience that, that's fine. And then you're probably the type of person that shouldn't move or something like that.
Right.
But see, right now I can't say which one I am, and I'm probably thinking I'm more in the I feel like I got to try something.
Yeah.
So that's really it. I mean, that's what we got to say on.
And we want
to
convince
podcast.
Chris to move.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know if anyone can convince Chris. He seems to
be. He can be convinced after listening to this episode.
Maybe.
We've made good arguments.
Yeah, that'd be pretty funny. So. Yeah, I guess what are we just looking for advice, city recommendations?
Yeah, if you've lived these places, if you've moved before.
If you've moved, if you've had to like if you've gone through something like we are thinking of doing, you know, just like a little quarter life crisis.
Kind of.
Actually, I don't know. Yeah, then I guess let us know, email in or just text us, I guess. Like, you know, this is not really podcast related, so you can use the I need a hobby pod at gmail.com or you can personally send us a letter.
Yep. Or Snapchat. I need a hobby pod.
The most formal form of communication.
Yeah, I think that's about it then.
Okay. Hope the Jags are doing well. And if they survive the week, anyone's got NFL picks, send them in. And if you lose, then I will berate you.
Then you owe me $500 somehow.
Okay.
All right.
All right. That's it.
See you later.